I would like to add that, in, quote unquote, first world countries, being an entrepreneur is a luxury. Whereas in, places like Ghana, the Caribbean, Africa, period, for us, being an entrepreneur is survival. Right, because the government, the systems aren't really set up to support people and to have the plenty jobs, that sort of thing. So, so when we got here, my mom, did all that she could in order to support my dad and to support her children. And, I remember growing up thinking that entrepreneurs it was for just like, now when you hear about being an entrepreneur, it's like, oh, it's a luxury, it's a hustle. Oh my gosh, I get to do it. If I don't succeed, then that's okay because I can get a job. I didn't really have that sort of information because all I saw were white guys being, entrepreneurs, right? And even then it was like, if you were an entrepreneur, you were either a cajillionaire or you were just that person that couldn't get a job. Yeah. Right. And so for me and my mom, like for watching my mom and knowing knowing that hustle. So that's the version of entrepreneurism that I know, which is you need to do what you need to do in order to survive. And so then here I was, a single mom, with this business that was taking off, and all I did during that time was focus on my business and my baby. And I know, and having that sort of drive is something that my mom did. She had 4 girls. She came from a village in Togo, and all she knew was to hustle. All she knew was to work hard in order to feed her children and to house her children. And so then that's the sort of drive that I had. So I didn't let the fact that I didn't have a college education stop me from even trying, because why not try, right? Because what's the worst that could possibly happen, right? So I always like to say that so now that I've accomplished all these things, you always hear people saying that, oh, I'm my ancestors' wildest dreams. No, I'm my mother's wildest dreams, yes. Right? She came from a village with no education, and here she brought her, she left everything she knew to come to this new cold country to give what she could to her children. So the least I could do is, if I'm going to try something, I'm at least going to give it 110%, just so at least I can say I tried. Right. So I always say that I'm my mother's wildest dreams. I'm living out loud for my mother, doing all the things she couldn't do. I'm doing that.